My name is Jason, and this is Just Watches. Today we have another watch from the Swiss watch company. This is the Bunker. I was very impressed by the first watch I reviewed from them, the Hyper G, which I'll link to that review now. However, before we get to this review, if you're enjoying the contents of this channel, I invite you to subscribe, and if you like the contents of this individual video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. For price and availability, as of the recording of this video, this watch is currently available on the Swiss Watch Company website in a number of different colorways for an MSRP of $450. The case is 41 millimeters in diameter, 47 lug to lug. It's very thin at only 10 millimeters, and then has a 22 millimeter lug width opening. Now on the stock strap, it weighs in at 53 grams. Now part of the reason this case is so light is that it's made of titanium. It is also completely coated with a very dark gray DLC coating, which gives it a hardness of 1000 Vickers. There's a chamfered shoulder on the top of the mid case, and then the lugs curve down gently and are drilled for easy strap changes. The watch is incredibly thin, and in combination with the light weight of the titanium case, it is incredibly comfortable on the wrist. I would have preferred the case to be just a touch smaller, but the short lug to lug makes this watch very easy to wear, even on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. The stock strap starts at 22 millimeters and tapers down to 19 millimeters at the tail. The strap is soft and pliable and has some nice white stitching that complements the watch. The hardware is treated with the same dark gray DLC coating to match the case. This strap, much like the one on the Hyper G, is just okay. I think you might want to upgrade it, so keep that in mind if you pick one of these up. Fortunately, they did use quick release spring bars, and the case has drilled lugs, so strap changes will be a breeze. Also, with a 22 millimeter lug width opening, there won't be any shortage of options if you want to change out this strap. The screw-in case back helps provide 100 meters of water resistance and is also treated with the same dark gray DLC coating as the rest of the case. Information about the watch is engraved into the case back, along with Swiss Watch Company and the name of the watch, Bunker. This is a nice, thin, no-nonsense case back. This watch is powered by the Sellita SW200, which is an automatic hacking, hand-winding 28,800 vibration per hour movement with a power reserve of 38 hours and a stated accuracy of plus or minus 12 seconds a day. It also features a quick set date. This one is keeping great time, running 0 to -1 with the dial up and -1 to -3 seconds a day with the crown up. The 6 millimeter screw down crown is signed and is also treated with the same DLC coating as the rest of the case. The threading and unthreading action is smooth, but I wish the crown was just a bit bigger in diameter, if not also profile. I enjoy larger crowns because I like how they look, and it does just make winding and operating the watch that much easier. The flat sapphire crystal has been treated with 16 layers of anti-reflective coating, and it does a great job. This watch is very easy to read, and the crystal doesn't pick up many reflections at all. The flat sapphire also helps preserve the overall thinness of the watch. It's always nice to see a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating at this price point. The dial is gray with dashes for the minutes around the edge, with the 5-minute position designated with Arabic numerals. The hours alternate between dashes and Arabic numerals and are fully loomed. Finally, we have the military time track a bit further in towards the center of the dial. The Swiss Watch Company logo and name is printed at 12, with automatic at 6. The date window is at 6, and I appreciate that they didn't clip the 6 o'clock hour numeral. I really would have preferred a color matched date wheel here. I think that would have been really nice, but I do like that the 6 o'clock date preserves the symmetry of the dial. The contrast on the dial is great, and the Arabic numerals make reading the time very easy. The sword style hour and minute hands are edged in dark gray that match the case and are filled with lume. Both the hour hand and minute hand are great lengths, with the hour hand reaching out to that military time track and the minute hand reaching almost all the way out to the dashes at the edge of the dial. Finally, we have a fun second hand with a lollipop counterbalance and a blue arrow at the tip, and we have a great application of lume. The hands do last a little bit longer than the numerals, but overall the lume on this watch is quite strong and responsive. And here is the watch on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. You can see the 41 millimeter case. It does fit well because of the 47 millimeter lug to lug. And then this watch is extremely thin. You can see with that curve down of the lugs, it wears nice and low on the wrist. So for pros and cons, we'll start with the pros. Well, this is a really nice offering from Swiss Watch Company. You're getting a really solid package with a DLC coated titanium case, sapphire crystal, solid lume, and then that SW200 movement. At this price point, a lot of other watches are going to be using a Seiko NH35 or Miyota 9 series, but obviously this being the Swiss Watch Company, they want to use a Swiss movement, but they're still offering this watch at a really great price. That titanium case keeps it very light, it's very legible, and you have 100 meters of water resistance with a screw down crown crown, so you don't really have to worry about getting adventurous with this watch, which is great because it is a field watch at the end of the day. As for cons, I only have a few, and one is a personal preference. So the two real main cons are, I wish the crown was a little bit bigger, probably in diameter, but maybe a little bit in profile, just to make it a little bit easier to wind and operate the watch with. The second is that strap. It's just okay. If this is a watch I was keeping for myself and not on loan for review, I think I would definitely replace the strap, so keep that in mind if you're picking one of these up. And then finally, my last con is just personal. It's the size. I wish it was a touch smaller, maybe closer to 38 or 39 millimeters, but that's just because I have a smaller wrist. As for comparables, for about the same price, you could always go with a Hamilton field watch, like the Hamilton Khaki Field. This is going to be a solid choice for a field watch and also has a Swiss movement. The only downside is that they only have 15 meters of water resistance. I know 100 meters is sort of overkill, but there's something about 100 meters that just makes me feel better at the end of the day. For a little bit less, you could consider the SRPG35 from Seiko. This is a newer version of the Seiko 5 field watch. You don't get sapphire crystal or a screw down crown, but you still get that 100 meters of water resistance. And then for a bit more, you could get what is my all-time favorite field watch, I think, is the CWC Meller 72. I have a review for that on the site, and I'll link to that in the upper right-hand corner. So there you have it, the Bunker from Swiss Watch Company. I have to say the two watches I have seen from the Swiss Watch Company so far have been really great, and I'll be interested to see what they release in the future. What do you think about this watch? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you're enjoying the contents of this channel, I invite you to subscribe. And if you like the contents of this individual video, please give it a thumbs up. That's all for this time. My name is Jason, and you have been watching Just Watches.